when Pastor Kenneth first declared that we were going to start a service in Cyberjaya, to be honest, I was really excited. I was really excited. I remember it was a prayer service, something like this, a big prayer service, and then we were, I think it was Summit, second floor, and I was there, and then Pastor Kenneth said, we're going to, I sense we're going to plant Acts Cyberjaya, this Cyberjaya, Acts in Cyberjaya. And then suddenly he said, Jack, you're going to do it. Then I'm like, I don't remember having a warning or a preamp, but it was declared right there in the open there. I was like, yeah! So I think he called me up to pray, then we prayed, and I was excited. I don't think I slept well that night because I was excited. You want to go somewhere tomorrow morning, you're excited. So I was excited, and I guess that those days we were really a happy church, told to do just just do it. It's an honor, we are still a happy church today. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, all right, so we started a group. I remember it was something like, I said, okay, anybody wants to volunteer, just come and talk to me. And there was a group, a bunch of people who volunteered and were interested to do this together. I remember, if I remember correctly, Elder Quan Chin, that time he was just known as Quan Chin. Quan Chin, Olivia, Michelle. Remember, if you didn't know, Michelle was one of the first ones there. Then there was this person called Mei-Ling. She's somewhere in Europe now. Then there's Evan. Did you all know Evan was actually part of the first team as well? Wow, yeah. Okay, so the first thing we did was we prayed. And then we prayed. I remember it was like weeks of just meeting and praying. It was easy. It was praying, just praying. Okay? So it was good meeting up, few people, praying at night, different days, holidays. We prayed. And then finally we started the first service on the 30th of March. And things were never the same again. What I realized when the first few Sundays in Acts Cyberjaya, I realized that I had left the group. I had left a big group. The cool group. The group that had a big band here and rocking up. I used to rock on it, And I have left the group. And the beautiful, handsome faces that I used to have lunch with, they're no longer there. So it hit me suddenly. And so no more lunches, no more big crowd, no more good music, in a sense, at that time. Now the music is awesome, yeah. But and no proper sound system, there's no feedback monitor. We were just listening from the big speakers am I singing right? No doubt we spent money buying all the equipment and stuff like that, but to go out there and plant. But it hit me suddenly. I realized I had left the group, and I started to think. Is this a way people isolate people? Because you have to understand, this was the first time we are going out. Okay, there were no other people to look at and think is that how we're supposed to do this? And then I was there, so there were days I thought, is this a way, I'm being isolated? Am I a bit different? Have I been acting a bit strange? And people go let's put him somewhere. Because, really, you know why? Because I've done that to people before. So yes, that's how I know, or rather I feel that way, hey, am I being isolated, islanded, okay, whatever, if that's a word. Okay, so, but we were on a journey. We were on a journey as Acts to learn, to support one another. Because there were, nevertheless, I've always felt the support, all right? Because Pastor Ken was always there. The first few services, he was there. I'm sure he was trying to make sure, I didn't feel that way. I don't know. Or he was trying to see what's, how this can be done, In fact, actually, Pastor Ken was the one, doing the church plant, okay? And, he prayed with us when we were there the first few Sundays. I remember, he was there. He was praying with us, with the team. We always started with prayer. And just echoing Gloria, prayer. Prayer it doesn't feel very dramatic and exciting, but it actually shakes the heavens, okay? You just got to imagine it happening, okay? Like, something happening there, okay? Put some drama into it. So we want a journey to learn how to support one another for bigger things to come. Because now we have all the other church plants and international and things like that. But if it wasn't for that one, the first one that we did, there won't be the second, right? So just logic, right? So being the only one out there with a bunch of people, a bunch of silly people in a sense, the ones I named just now, the earlier group. I never really found out how they felt. I never asked them, do you feel that way, like we're being isolated? I never asked them because we all pretended we were okay. We were like, or rather hey, everything's all right. And they all probably pretended pretty well as well. Like, everything's all right, yeah? Let's go, man. So we all went forth like we were okay. And that's faith, yeah? That's faith. Sometimes you just like, not okay, but just be okay lah. All right, just go. It was a great relief for me when Acts Nilai started. When Acts Nilai started the second one, right, the second church plant to go out after Cyber, then followed by the rest, of course, at least I felt consoled that I wasn't the only one being kicked out of the cool group. Okay? Because there was someone crazier than me, going further, paying a lot more tolls. So I felt, okay, that guy is being isolated more than me, so it's all right. So I felt comforted. But looking back now, while I was planning a church, the church eventually plants me. In a sense, why plants me? Because when you're planted underground, you die, right? So something needed to die from me, and it's still, I'm still being like planted in God's soil, so to speak. When you go out to plant church, you think you're going out there to do ministry, gonna go do outreach, but it always, comes back to you, and you actually are the one who needs to be planted. You are the one who needs to be rooted. And I really appreciate that, and I love what's happening with my life, even as I am trying to do this thing. Okay, so a few things I've learned from the amazing people at Acts Cyberjaya, because as I'm doing this church plant, the church is discipling. The group is discipling each other. All right, and there's this such a thing, like group discipleship. All right, we see what other people are doing, and it's the right thing, you do that thing as well, okay? So, a few people I want to mention. I can't mention everyone because it's been years, okay? 8 years, I believe. It's 2008 to now. So, Nikki, I just want to mention a few names. Nikki, all right? She's here. She was the first few people to join us in 2008. She's a real strong lady, she always perseveres, and she has amazing faith. She never gives up. So I've learned that from her, never give up. She's almost omnipresent, Every single event you can see her there. Her face is just somewhere there, okay? Then there's Farai, okay? Farai is like someone you don't really mention a lot. She's like a quiet type of person initially, and to be honest, a lot of times I forgot about her because she's like a quiet little girl there. But I started to just kind of like look at her a little bit, and I realized, wow, what an amazing person. Okay, because she was one of the first people to join us, and she keeps going to the next level. There's one time in a meeting, she told us, when I first started, when I first came, I was like a person with one talent. And I'm glad I didn't bury my talent and just, be left with one. But she went on, she took up different roles, took up different challenges, and she herself says that now I think I got 10 talents going on to 11. So that's a real testimony on its own. And how many of you agree with me? She's an amazing singer as well. Okay. So much so that a lot of these worship leaders, they've taken over my role. I used to do the worship, but there's so many talented worship leaders, and have a heart for the Lord. So they're taking over. That's awesome. Okay, and of course there's Olivia. Okay, she's like the only other constant besides me and Father Jesus and Holy Spirit in Cyberjaya. Because she's been the one from there until now. Then, of course, not forgetting her awesome husband, Andrew. He now heads up Espresso there, and he's even said, when Olivia gives birth, I'm gonna help lead the homes, lah. Because who else, right? That's awesome. And of course, not forgetting my awesome, beautiful, and strong wife, Jill. Okay. Ever since she left Teens Ministry, thanks Pastor Andy and team, changes again, to commit to Cyberjaya, she has brought a whole different game to the scene. Okay, I know her as a person. When I first met her, I colored something for some Orang Asli trip, and then she came and said, no. She took another crayon and colored harder. So this is the reflection of how Cyberjaya is. I just I'm like sketch it out, but she comes and draws the outline and puts the real color in and stuff like that. So really. There are days I forget that I have to do stuff because she does it so well. But I need to, not do that. Okay. So anyway, and one person I really want to highlight is Irene. Okay. Okay. Why? Because she's like an ideal person. Of a young person, or rather, she was never part of the team earlier, but she suddenly, out of nowhere, just decided to come and commit, and she's like still here. And every time I worry for her because I remember like the isolation feelings. Of course, it's not true. No one was isolated anyway, okay? But maybe it's true someone was kicked out, lah. It's fine, because it's biblical, okay? Being kicked out. But Irene is like, I always feel for her. I always feel like, hey, do you feel like left out? Your friends in Subang still, you still keep in touch. Are you like feeling alone? Things like that. Then she said, no. I'm here 100%. I'm here, Pastor Jack. So I'm like, all right, man. And she's an amazing ex-kids teacher. Yeah. Of course, very quickly, some more. Then there's Elaine. Elaine, there's so many things to say about her, but her car is basically ex-church's car. Okay, so she just always gives a car, drives everywhere to help and to serve. If there's a prayer, okay, for Acts Cyberjaya is we want more. Okay, more doesn't really need to be seen like a big number, 200 people, but if they come and go, that's fine. But we want more. We want more growth. We want more leaders. We want more people participating. We want more people being rooted, being planted. We want more of the word being lived out. And we want also more new believers to come in our midst. Okay, thank you so much.